Our world, everything that we see, everything that we experience, everything in our reality is a product of our five senses, our five human senses that get filtered through our brain. The brain feeds us our reality, and we think this is the ultimate reality. And obviously our brain is limited. It's calibrated. It has certain abilities. It can only sense things between a certain calibration. It can't sense. Our hearing can't sense things that are too high pitched or too low. Our eyes can't see the same thing. All of our senses are limited to what our brain can the capacity of our brain, the calibration of our brain and our body. So really, everything we think to be true, everything that we take as reality, is just a very, very limited perception. It's a dream. It's an illusion. It's an illusion created by and fed to us by the brain. And that's absolutely amazing, because the totality consciousness is pure liberation. No individuality, no individuation, no separation, no contrast. And the only thing that creates contrast is an imagination, a segregated imagination, a segregated brain that thinks it's an individual, that lives separately from the whole picture. And as humans, we the ultimate truth, though the closest we can get to ultimate truth is through meditation, through quieting the mind, through escaping thoughts. Because how can a thought that is basically a neurological orgasm, electrical impulse, ever tell us the ultimate truth? How can any belief system or any thought ever be the ultimate truth? Any religious belief system, any ideals, any opinions, ideologies, how can they be the ultimate truth when they're coming through a brain? They're filtered through a brain, through a limited, calibrated brain. So the closest that a human or any living being could ever come to the ultimate truth and totality consciousness is through meditation, through the stilling of the mind, through losing your ego, losing yourself, forgetting about your individual name and your individual characteristics and your beliefs and your opinions and your ideologies and all these things that make you you. To forget about that and to sit in the stillness and to go deeper and deeper and deeper into that void of nothingness is enlightenment. The funny thing about enlightenment is that when it happens, there's no one there to be enlightened or to claim it, because enlightenment is the very extermination of the individual. And so, as long as we imagine that we're humans, as long as we're having this dream, the closest we can get is meditation. And the first step is, taking time every day to meditate, to sit down and to go into a meditation where we quiet our mind, we focus on our breath, we say a mantra, whatever it requires to focus the mind to a one-pointed area so that we quiet the monkey mind. That's beginner stuff, because ultimately we want to get to the point where we're always in a meditation, where we're in a living meditation. Some people use dance as a meditation. Anything that you do to get out of your mind and to lose yourself is a meditation. And ultimately the sages and the saints and the self-realized, the enlightened masters, they're to the point where no matter what they're doing, they're always in a living meditation. They don't have to take time to sit down and go into a meditation and have a practice or go do yoga. They're always in a meditation. They're self-realized, meaning they know that they are not the body, they are not the mind, that this is a temporary illusion, a temporary dream, and that they are the backdrop behind all of what's going on. They're the blank screen. They're the blank canvas that is eternally peaceful and still. And life is the movie, the reel that's running over the screen and showing movies. And most people are identifying with the movie that's on the screen. They're identifying with the characters on the screen instead of the screen itself. But the screen is the only thing that's unchanging. It's always there in the background. But most people, almost everyone, is identifying with the characters and the actors on the reel that's going by the screen, that's ever changing, never permanent, and it's the illusion. And that's the whole point of life, is to basically God experiencing itself as individuated characters. For nothing more than the purpose of experiencing contrast and diversity and challenge and uniqueness, and just the purpose of life is experience. To basically dive into a movie and imagine that you're lost and that you're an individual with problems.